Okay, I've parked over by one of the pools. This is the family pool. It's got fountains and play areas for kids. And so there's a bunch of kids here enjoying it, and I'm not going to go video it because of that. Instead, I will walk around and show where my house is. So I live just up the street, or I will live just up the street. And it turns out I live right between this pool and the nature trail I showed in the other video. And it's a short walk to either. So the first thing, let's adjust that camera. Beautiful fountain, gorgeous sky. Beautiful area. My realtor made this big point about these baskets that they maintain on all the street lamps. So they have these old-fashioned street lamps go up like that, and on each one they have these baskets that they maintain the arrangement in. And for 4th of July, they threw some flags in there. Very nice. Oh, let's go take a look at this little lake across the street here. I just am exiting Indigo Ridge Terrace, which is where I looked at another house. And the problem with that other house is the problem that I have with a lot of houses, and that is that it has a formal dining room and a formal living room separate from the family room and the breakfast bar or breakfast area. And to me, for my purposes as a single guy, that's wasted space I'll never use. So the house I opted for is a little bit smaller, but it has just the right amount of space and just the right arrangement. So just beautiful lakes all throughout here. And now we'll walk back up to where my house is. I love how much nature and green space they've left in this community. Hey, there's some birds over there. So that pool area is there. The more adult pool area that has swim lanes and a hot tub is further toward the front of the development, but it's not a long walk. There are, I would say, several miles of roads throughout here. It might be 5 miles of roads in here, I don't know. But it's very peaceful. You're away from all the traffic. But as soon as you go out the gate and drive about half a kilometer, or maybe a third of a mile, there's tons of shopping, tons of restaurants, all in a well-developed and planned out shopping and eating complex. There's a mall that's part of it. There's a huge Tesla dealer that's part of it. There's a couple furniture stores. There's flooring stores. There's bicycle stores. I saw 3 different bicycle stores. I'm sure I'll be able to find a bike for my needs. Okay, somewhere up here, I'm gonna come up upon my house, which is right around the corner here. So you can see people have these beautiful big trees in their front yard. And then they have the arrangement of palms and some other flora to make it look nice. And everybody has something different, which is what I really like. It's not all cookie cutter here. That is my house right there, coming up. Somebody's up front, probably the owner's brother. So this house is the one that is $550 on the market. And the owner was a single older gentleman who died, and he had no kids. So I believe it's his brother that came in to do the sale, and probably is inheriting it through the estate. And I don't believe he lives here. I'm gonna check the license plate on this Jeep that's in front of it. I won't show it, but I'll just check it for myself. It's a different state or no, it's a Florida license plate. And it still says for sale, but it's, trust me, it's not, it's mine. So that's the front of my house. There's a couple of palms, nice approach, nice garage. And the lot is like a pie wedge that's wide in the front and then goes a little bit narrower in the back. So you get a lot of lawn. I believe that tree, that big tree there, belongs to me, although it could be the neighbors. Usually you'll see a demarcation where somebody mowed the lawn on a different date than somebody else mowed the lawn, and that demarcation seems to be, for me, on this right side of the tree. You can you might be able to tell right there. You can kind of see the difference in the color. So I believe I own that tree. Do I want to own that tree? I don't care. But that's my house. It's 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a nice big pool in the back with the pool cage, 2-car garage, and about a 1/4 acre of land. It goes back a little bit beyond the pool cage back there. So that's gonna be me in less than 2 weeks. And there's a new roof on this house. If you look at it from the satellite view on Google, you see all this patchiness to the roof. That's because that's last year's image, but it's all brand new roof here in 2025. I'm gonna keep walking down this neighborhood because I saw a little patch of nature they left unhoused. Look at the space out here. He's got some beautiful bushes in the front of his house. I don't know what those are, but they're really bright and nice. His car is not nice. His truck is not nice. And if you go up here to the corner and you take a right, that takes you out to the dead end where the nature trail is that I just walked in a different video. And you go to the left and there's more neighborhood. So I offered this house he put on the market June 12th for $599.9. We'll call it $600. And he then got no bites, and he's apparently in a hurry to get rid of it. He doesn't know anything about the house, what its condition is, other than the fact that he put a new roof on it. That was obvious. So he can't really fill out a seller's disclosure to tell me the condition of things, but I'm replacing all the appliances. I'm going to redo the floors. I'm going to redo the pool cage, and I'm going to redo the pool pavers and paint the whole house interior. Anything else that comes up in the inspection we can deal with. And So what I did is I offered, oh, he lowered the price like June 26th to $550, having gotten no interest. And because it's the summer market and there's nobody even looking. There was an open house. I think I was the only one that went into the open house that day for that house. And so, look at the nature out here. And so I offered against his $550 asking, I offered $500. And I also, in my offer, I also indicated that the seller would pay the buyer's agent commission. So this new thing with the big lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors means that the rules, or maybe it's the law now, is that buyers pay the buyer's agent, sellers pay the seller's agent. It used to be that sellers paid both agents. So now as a buyer, if you don't want to have to pay your buyer's agent half of the commission on the sale, you have to negotiate that. And so what I did is I said the seller will pay the buyer's agent commission, which is 3%, and $500,000. So he came back with an extremely reasonable counteroffer, so reasonable that it made no sense to quibble anymore. He came back at $515, and he would pay 2.5% of the buyer's agent commission. So that leaves me to pay just 0.5%, which comes to $2,575, I believe it calculates to, instead of 3%, which would be over $15,000. So I gladly accepted that offer. We set a closing date, and next Friday I do the inspection on the 12th. No, is it the 12th? Yeah, something like that. And then on the 18th, we do the closing. And I'm thrilled. So I probably, and it comes with all the furniture. And it's quite nice furniture. It's just not the style that will match what I'm going to do to the flooring and changing of colors and stuff. So I will keep maybe the guest bedroom furniture, which is a coastal, white color bed and end tables, and that'll be for whoever comes to be my guest. And the rest of it I will give away. I already have some people I've met here who will happily take it, and I'll live there for about a week while I have the interior designer come in, give me a consultation for $300, and a color designer come in and do a color consultation to map out all the colors that we'll do for tile and paint and cabinets and everything else. And that's $400, so that's $700 well spent. And then I may or may not engage that same interior designer to do some project management work, because they have all the contractors. And this particular one that I'm thinking of, called Chic on the Cheap here in Sarasota, they are unique in that they don't bill the work through themselves. They send you to the contractor. So they claim that they don't take any piece of the contractor work, which means they don't puff that up to take any extra off on that. You just pay for their design and project management. So it might cost me several $1,000s with them to have them connect me and do the project management, come in, make sure it's all being done right. Their portfolio of work looks gorgeous. They do some really good work. And it's exactly the kind of style that I like, which is coastal elegant, very light, plantation shutters, which the house already has, things like that. And so I will have a nice house by sometime in the early part of August that I can move back into. And I'm getting tired of staying in hotels, although the hotel I'm in now is quite nice. I just love this neighborhood. It's so quiet, so relaxing. I'll have a pool to jump in every day. And I can bicycle in this neighborhood, but outside this neighborhood, there's several really amazing roads. One is called Honoree Ave, and it runs from the north of here south about 8 miles. So in total it might be 10 or 12 miles long. And it drops down to some crossroads that will go over maybe 3/4 of a mile to the Legacy Trail, which is a bike route that goes from here in Sarasota all the way to Venice. So I can ride to Venice Beach. In fact, beyond Venice Beach, there's Minnesota Beach down there that I can ride my bike all the way down to. So I can do rides of 40, 50 miles and go out onto the Keys, Lido Key up to Longboat Key, up to Anna Maria Island, and maybe even what I'll probably do with those bike rides is park the car over there, bring the bike and park the car near the beach so I don't have to go through the city on the bike. All right, I will end this video when we get back to my beautiful new house. The sky is gorgeous today. It's been raining because it is rainy season, and it's serious here. Rainy season in Cebu, Philippines, is just a suggestion, but here it rains every day when it's rainy season. Look at that view of that house. That's nice. I like the color. Nothing needs to be changed on the outside.